We are back and better than ever. Nick Peret here, founder and CEO of BetterBoss, a proud certified implementation partner. Check us out on the marketplace, sort by highest rated, and you will see BetterBoss right on top. So we are super excited to be sponsoring the JobTread Advanced Bootcamp, only the second ever Advanced Bootcamp. So we wanted to make sure we are bringing the heat. Now, I just prepared this presentation and training for all of the users who decided to attend. So I wanted to give you guys a brief look in so I can get a little bit of practice and make sure we're prepared and ready to go. So now we're looking at the Boss operating system. We're going to be talking about process, workflow, and automation mastery. All right. So if you are a JobTread user, if you're a contractor, and you feel like you work too many hours, you're always putting out fires, as you scale, your profits to start to drop, and you're stressed out a lot. You're not making over dinner, you're working all the time, etc. If that's you, then this next 30 minutes or so is going to be perfect to solve those problems. Now, this is something that not enough people talk about. This is the hidden tax on contractors. All right. So 77% report burnout. 72% report that their business is affecting their mental health, and it's because they're taking 5 vacation days or fewer. All right. And when you're looking at contractors, it's about 16 hours a week of admin work. All right. So this is 34 full days that are lost to admin through 832 hours. All right. And why is this? It's because every workflow is in your head. All right. So we want to go from an operator economy to an owner economy. You are the system to the system runs without you. Every process is in your head to the process is documented and owned by your team. Customers chase you for updates. Clients get updates before you ask. All right. Late invoices, stalled draws, slow cash flow on autopilot. Friday meetings to fix Monday's chaos. Quick meeting on Friday to recap. Burnout is the business model, not sustainable. Now, in the new owner economy, we want time, leverage, and the option to grow. So why the heck should you listen to me? All right. I've been in the trades process and tech side of things for over a decade. In terms of contractors we worked with, we've worked with zero startup to up to 80 million in annual revenue. We have served well over 500 contractors, like I said, all shapes and sizes, all different trades. And we are a JobTread certified advanced implementation partner. Not many out there like us. So this is the boss method. All right. So taking a contract business from chaos to clockwork. All right. Now we use this for everything, for implementations, for our systems, for our automations. No matter what we're doing, it's a good idea to use blueprint, optimize, systemize, and then scale. Biggest thing here, we have workflows. We have the AI MCP connector. Remember, process first. Fix the process and let the robots run it. All right. So we're going to start out with blueprint. This is going to be our prep and our kickoff stage. All right. So this is the exact methodology that we do whenever a client brings us in for an implementation or a bigger project in terms of optimizing their setup. All right. We do a 2-hour Zoom call. So I would suggest getting with your team members, recording the call. You can connect on Zoom or in person and just put on the meeting recording. We use Fathom to record this. All right. And so during this process, we're going from new lead to close. All right. So new lead comes in. What are the potential lead sources? What information are we gathering? What are the qualification questions? What info do we need to make sure we're collecting? What's our goal of that first stage, right? What communication internally and externally has to be done, and going through each one of those stages, right? We want to go through everything, right? We go through our custom fields, our cost codes. We go through our custom views, our dashboards, information we're going to be gathering on those dashboards. We go through our estimate templates, right? You name it, we review our internal processes and our current build out. What we do is we record that with Fathom, all right? And then we put that transcript in a Google Drive, right? So you can put one in your Google Drive and then upload any kind of documents, Golden Goose spreadsheets that you guys use, anything that's external that you want inside of JobTread or could be useful to really understand your full process. We put that in a drive, all right? Then what we do is we connect Claude using the MCP to your JobTread system and to your Google Drive. I like to download the application on my computer and then just add that as the folder and do a complete audit of everything. So your JobTread system, the kickoff call recording, everything in Drive, do a complete audit, right? And so for me, I like to focus on the specifics in JobTread: cost codes, custom views, custom fields, dashboards, cost groups, schedule templates, you name it, and audit that system. From there, we create a custom implementation plan. This is what I would suggest doing for the very beginning to blueprint your optimization. All right. So never automate a process you cannot first optimize. All right. This one's extremely important. Biggest thing here is we have to remember workflows are great, automations are great, AI is great, right? But we still need to optimize the actual process, build it into the system, and then from there, sprinkle on all the bells and whistles. So now we can talk about optimize. So when you're looking at optimize, this is the exact order that we like to follow. So if you want to implement workflows, if you want to implement AI with the AI connector and using Claude, I still suggest focusing on these areas, right? So if you're already set up, still take a deep dive in these areas, use that audit to improve all these different things. From your general settings, to your job costing, custom views, custom fields, custom dashboards, catalog build out, building out like a custom page for your document templates. It's well designed, your document templates. At that point, once I'm good there, I like to take just a midway checkpoint where we huddle up as a team. We're looking at the schedule, everything that we've gotten accomplished before moving on to some of the more difficult and time-consuming things with the estimate templates, the parameters, measurement integrations, custom notifications, and then finally the QuickBooks Online integration. So I feel like this is a good kind of schedule that you can build directly inside of your JobTread system, right? So week by week, what to hit. So if you guys want to, you take a screenshot of this and use that as your guiding compass on when you're optimizing your system before getting to some more of the advanced stuff with workflows and the AI connector. So next we go into Systematize. All right. So this is where we're actually going to be building out and wiring the automations via the workflows. All right. So automation workflows. So with an automation, I think it's one of those things that we make more complex than needed to be. The best way to be good at process optimization and automations is actually to dumb it down to a kindergarten level. All right. We want to make this as easy as possible. If this happens, then this happens, right? And really identify the areas in the process where you can utilize these automations by already mapping out those processes through that blueprint stage. All right. So this is what I was saying before. Now with the trigger, this is what kind of sets off, triggers, and kicks off these automations. So you use job updated, job creator updated, document updated or created, right? And then you give a filter. So for this example, it could be status, it could be a pipeline stage, you kind of name it, right? And then based off that filter, it decides what action to take. So in this one, it's going to find the job and create that comment. So basically there is 9 different record types and 36 triggers. All right. So document, document payment, document recipient, file, job, location, payment, task, time entry. For me, I'm always looking for opportunities to have one where it's like document created or updated or job created or updated. And then base off of that, use the filters to have multiple automations in one. Now, these are the different actions that you can take. Now you can create a customer contact, XYZ, right? Now, if you want to update something, you want to make sure you're finding it and then updating it from there. And then if you get more advanced, you can do the different tools like query or webhook. All right, so in our BetterBoss remodeling demo account yesterday, using the help of Claude, I actually built out some workflows that represent this different pipeline stages right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to our BetterBoss remodeling here. And if I go into workflows, all right. So if I go to the first one here, what do we have? We have the multi-stage stale watcher. All right. So basically this is going to be a trigger of a job getting created or updated. All right. And then you can see here we have all the different statuses in our pipeline, right? So we have ballpark, design, final estimate, and pre-construction. All right, so this is mostly focusing on that's sales side of things. And you can see here what we have is we have a delay for 5, 7, 5, 10 days. All right. So you can see what we're doing here is once it enters that, if it stays in that stage for these amount of days, what's going to happen is we are actually going to follow up internally, tell the sales rep to make sure that they're following up, and we're going to import a task template, okay, with a bunch of stuff for sales recovery to make sure that that sales rep's actually getting those done. You can see on the last one here with the pre-construction, that means that this one is already approved, right? And it's still in pre-construction and has not been moved over to actually start the job. All right, so that can be where the handoff happens, and we want to make sure that's all good. What I'm going to do here, before I'm going on to the next one, we can see here, where did I put it? I put in the prompt. So basically what I did here is I wanted to test all these workflows and making sure that they are working, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to Claude and I'm going to have it just test everything out for me here while we are running and gunning, just to see everything kind of fire. To make sure, we'll come back to that to make sure it's all running, and we'll go on to the next one. So next one, proposal approved. All right. So we have a document updated. We have a filter here. It has to exactly be approved, right? And the old status cannot be submitted or approved, and it contains proposal for the document name. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it over to pre-construction. We're going to import a task template for what is needed in pre-construction. We're going to give access to the PM. We'll welcome the customer with a message and then tell internally an update of what needs to be done. And then we import that task template to make sure that we do the next steps in this. All right. So now it is working it right now. So make sure the MCP is connected. All right. Per job billing occurrence here. So we have a job is updated. All right. And we are now in progress. So we are work in progress right now. All right. We're going to import a task template that is going to remind us for the billing cycle. All right. And then you can see here, create biweekly billing task. All right. So it's a new query. And you can see here, it's going to set it for bi-monthly and monthly, I believe here. I'd have to look more into that one. And then it's going to hit us up internally to let us know. Progress billings procedure. We imported the to-do list, recurring billing task that fires on the 1st and 15th till the job is closed. All right, so that's for the progress billing ones. See here, it is working right now. So you can see it is testing all of these. It's making a test customer, test job, vendor, everything like that. I thought this one was kind of interesting. So I tried to get a little bit unique. Everybody's got a different approach with workflows. I swear every build out we do is so custom, it's crazy. So if we look here, job is updated, right? We're gonna do a filter here, make sure that it is in progress, right? And so then we go into the import. You can see here, we also have this filter here. Actual cost is greater than previous actual cost. So that means our actual cost has continued to rise. All right. We're going to import a task template. And then with this task template, it's going to be about the margin burn, basically ensuring that we stay underneath our budgeted costs and the actual cost does not get above that. And then it's going to create a comment saying to watch out, right? This is the actual cost. This is projected cost. So we have this going once we are 85% past our actual cost and spend. Okay. So we got that. And I think I just have to update this one right here to make sure that's all good. I like that one a lot though. This one here. So anticipated delays, right? So a daily log is created or updated. We're going to have a filter here where someone said that they do anticipate the delays, right? So just a checkbox. And when it's true, it's going to import a task template about making sure that we update the schedule and then alert us internally. All right, so now we have AR. So now we have a document reminder. We're going to filter it that it is a customer invoice that's still pending and it's greater than 0. All right. Then we have create a comment for 7 days. All right. So right here, you can see this is going to be visible to internal and customers. So it's just a 7-day reminder. Then on this one, we have, let's see here, we did 23-day, and then we have a 30-day, it looks like. So it's 30 days total. So I guess it's 7 and then 30 days. So at the 30-day open AR, it's going to create a comment internally, and it's going to follow up with the customer. Same thing at 60 as well. All right. So just kind of following up on that AR, making sure we're getting that money in. All right. And then we have a closeout liability review. So a job is updated. All right. So it's simple. Basically, the new value is closed on. All right. So that means it does exist. We're going to import a task template for closeout. All right. So this is our punch out list. Then we're going to import a liability checklist. We're going to have an internal note. We're going to thank the customer. And then we're going to wait 7 days, and then we're going to ask for a review. All right. Vendor onboarding. All right. So vendor created. We're going to import a task template for compliance. We're going to alert us internally, and then we're going to tell the vendor what they have to complete. And then if you have any links for any of these kind of forms, you can put the link there that they can access that file and give it to you that way. All right. COI renewal. So vendor is updated. All right. And we have, let's see here, new COI expired is not exactly the old one. And new value COI expires contains, boom. So I think I just got to update these ones in terms of the dates. Like I said, I did these pretty quickly. So I just got to make sure that this date, it's passed. If we have in when their COI expires, we're going to put that date. If it's past it, then we're good to go there. It's going to create a task template. All right. Then it's going to do an internal and a vendor reminder as well. All right. Then we have close loss smart action. So let's say that we updated a job and we moved it to close lost. Now, if we do not have a reason lost, it's going to make sure that we have a task template imported to capture and update. And it's also going to create a comment for whoever is assigned internally to make sure that we put the reason why it's lost, right? And then based off the reason why it was lost, it's going to create a task, all right? And then it is going to, let's see here, create a task to make sure that we capture capacity flagged. And then it's going to create a comment. Let's see what we got. So basically, it's just going to follow up with them there based off of it. So you can see here, I put hi first name. You cannot do that. But basically, I just did these quick for a template. But we want to make sure we're capturing the reason lost so that way we can decide what we need to change and adjust in our process. And then it's going to follow up with them, just can make quick contact with them as well. So that's pretty cool there. Those are different workflows. Like I said, some of those still need a little bit of work in terms of the filters and the way they did it. But Claude did build those for us. What's cool here too is I will pull this up. If I pull this up here, you can see we're getting these notifications here, right? So we're getting all those reminders. We're getting the task templates all done. Boom, boom. I love it. So you can see here, it's testing them all. That's something I like to do too, is if you're using Claude, you can actually have it test them and see what's actually wrong. It's finding some issues there. But like I said, that's just part of the process. And then if I go back into the home, you can see here, it's testing all of these here, marking it closed, doing all this via the MCP. All right. So there's that. Then once that's good and you test run all those, make sure there's no errors. Like I said, there's still some cleanup stuff that I need to do on those. But once that's all dialed in, you can go into scale. All right. So with scale, what we like to do is basically do a full system run and test. So we're actually testing everything that we just built out, making any kind of changes. Then we're building out these training dashboards. So if I go into an account here, I'll go into who's one that I know are kind of working on the training stuff. Go here. And then what you can see here is you will have all these different training guides that we like to build out. So basically I'll go into like workflows. We use a tool called Tango AI where we just can go click by click and it's going to take screenshots and show you exactly what to do. This one is on creating workflows. And then if you do get an account for Tango AI, which is 22 bucks, you hit guide me. And then it will actually guide you. It'll show you where to click, boom, and how to do everything. So those are the training dashboards. And then from there, you can do the AI MCP connector tool, right? So to do that, so now look, you can see it's fixing some of these for us. Basically, all you have to do is connectors, manage connectors. And then you can see here, you can do new, add a custom connector. Then when you're going this, all you have to do is go like this and then put in your company name. You can do dash, however you want to do it. Put in your company name and then hit add. Once it's added, it will pop up with a window with your JobTread, select your account, your organization, and then from there, you just have to pick the access level. I usually do read and write, don't give it access to delete. If you feel comfortable in the future, you can, but I've already seen people doing errors, so just be careful in the beginning and then build your skill and confidence from there. So, Claude. Remember, you're going to be connecting your Claude using the JobTread MCP AI connector. Biggest thing is you want process first without AI, human first, right? And then you want to wrap those processes with Claude and configure how you can do the exact same workflows and processes that your team has to do and let them leverage AI. So that is it, the BOSS method, right? We really focus on process, automation, workflows. We do have the free AI prompt Bible. You can scan the QR code to get it. If you want to check us out on the JobTread Marketplace, you can scan it there. Would love to connect with you. Feel free to book a pre-growth audit and see if we're a good fit and can kind of help you implement everything we discussed here. If you guys have not, make sure you like, subscribe, share, throw in the comments what kind of content you want to see. We'd love to make it for you, right? So we have over 700 videos. Ideally, we're making it for things you actually care about. So hit us up with that. We'd love to help you guys out. Remember, better starts now.